Hello everyone, and welcome to Saturday night. I hope that everybody is having a great Saturday and a great weekend. I'm having a so-so weekend. It's been, I'll talk about it a little bit in a little bit once everybody filters in, or maybe I'll just be here by myself talking to myself, and that's fine too. I don't mind. I do it all the time. I'm home alone most days. Most days I spend talking to myself. It's occupational hazard of living home alone when your husband and your son are at work and school. So I find that I do it even like if I'm at the grocery store, which is rare that I even go to the grocery store, but I find that I do it at the grocery store too. I'm not sure why. Hold on, I'm seeing a problem here. I'm not showing myself as live on YouTube. It still shows me as upcoming. So let me make sure. Okay, it says live now. Okay, maybe we're rolling. I don't know what's going on with this iPad here. Can anybody see me? Am I live? It says I'm live on StreamYard, but on YouTube I'm not seeing anything. I don't know, technology, I'm still trying to figure it out. So tonight I am working on, I decided, with getting my craft room, yes, I'm getting my craft room put back together. With getting my craft room put back together, I am coming back into contact with a lot of golden oldies, a lot of diamond paintings and other crafts items that I have packed away and forgotten about. And this is one of them that I absolutely am in love with. And I pulled it out today and I was shocked at how very, very much I have done. Am I live? I see comments. On. Let me go out of this and come back in and see if I can find my comments because I'm not seeing. Let's see. Oh, I see. I thought I had. Well, I'm having a big old problem here. I guess that one didn't delete. There we go. Videos. Okay, let's see if we can. I think I'm having a problem because I set up 2 lives and I canceled one, but it looks like it. But I think it's. Let me see if I can see the chat on my phone. Put the chat on my phone. Comments. There we go. Yeah, you can see and hear me. Okay, good. I'm not going to be able to look at it on this. Yeah, I got 2 lives open. Okay, I closed out the one. I was in the other one for half hour. Oh no, Nancy, I'm so sorry. Hi, Miriam. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Catherine. You're alone a lot too. Yeah, Mama 3 kids. Yep, home a lot. Let's see. So I'm going to see if I can get back in here. Let me get all the way out of YouTube. Let me close YouTube, restart it, see if I can find myself now. I'm just going to search for me and see if I can find it that way. Okay, there. Now I got it. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good. Woohoo! Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to close out of this chat. So there we go. That's better. As I was saying, I found a bunch of stuff that I had forgotten that I was working on. And I was shocked when I came across this little gem because I didn't realize how close I was to being finished on it. This is very, very large, so it's going to be impossible for me to get it into the screen all the way. But this is from Diamond Painting Deutschland. It's called Herbstwald, which in German just means forest. And so it starts way over here, and it's just a fall forest with a path going through it. And that's it, just a very, very nice landscape. And I'm done all the way up to, here, let me fold it down to where I'm working. I'm done up to, I just have this from here to here to finish. So that small segment to finish. So I'm about a good 2/3 of the way finished, which I didn't realize, and I was super excited when I saw that, and I thought, well, let me get that out to work on tonight, which I normally don't like to work on my big diamond painting Deutschlands during a live because it's difficult to, because this one has 180 colors, and so it's difficult to concentrate on trying to find all of those colors while I'm trying to talk too. But I decided if I opened up a new section, that would be a little bit easier. So that's what I did. I opened up a new section. But I'm doing kind of a funny thing right now. I've got a mishmash of supplies going because I'm in the transition period of moving things back from their temporary storage into the craft room. So I don't know where a lot of my supplies are. And with pens, I don't normally when I'm diamond painting, like out in the living room, I only use my multi-placer. So even if I'm just placing one drill in a spot for a color, I still use my multi-placer. But for this, for a diamond painting Deutschland, with it being so confetti, a lot of times you're only placing one, most of the time actually, you're only placing one color here, 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 here. So I do use my single placer a lot. But when I'm normally diamond painting, I never use my single placer. So this is the pen I've been using that has my 4-placer on it with my good putty that I like to use in it. It's this NYX's Notions putty. I think I showed it to you. Oh, there it is. I think I showed it to you before. But this one has a faulty single placer. I don't know if I can put this in the camera close enough that you can see, but I don't know, has anybody ever had this happen to you before? The brass part right there must have a hole in the bottom, and so my putty is squishing down into the plastic part. So I keep putting putty in, and it keeps just squishing out, probably because I'm a hard presser. So I've got this one for using, I've got this pen for using for single place or for multi-placing, and this pen to use while I am single placing, because this pen has a glue dot in it that's still good, and I can't find my glue dots anywhere. But I can't use the multi-placer on this pen because even though I absolutely love this pen, and I apologize, I don't remember where I got it. It's a burl resin hybrid with this multicolored gold and copper and silver foil. It has a crack at the multi-placer end that I'm afraid if I put any more pressure on there by using it, that I'm going to break the pen. So I haven't used the multi-placer. In fact, I haven't used this pen in eons. But I figured I could use this end with the with the glue dot for single placing, and this end with my putty for multi-placing. So I'm just a mess. I'm just an absolute mess. As per usual, would you expect anything else from me? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Always, always. Jody's here. Hi, Jody. I think I said hi to most everybody. Mary Lou, I did not say hi to you, Mary Lou. How are you? Um, good, good, good. I'm so glad to see. So you can probably see on the wall behind me, starting to get ready. I'm starting to get a little bit of my yarn into my yarn storage. I'm just going to turn this camera a little bit so you can see the rest of the wall. So it goes floor to ceiling, and then that whole wall is going to be all of my yarn. And I'm having a tough time though, trying to, because right now all my yarn is in like big contractor garbage bags on the bed in the guest bedroom, and I think there's like a total of 13 of them, and so I can't see it all at the same time. So I'm having a really hard time organizing it from the bag. So it wasn't in any particular order or system at all when I put it in the bags and stored it away. So as I'm bringing it back in here, I'm having a little bit of a difficult time like sorting it and deciding how I want to arrange it. because there's a few things to consider. And maybe you guys will have some suggestions. Okay, do I want to go by fiber content? And I talked to Mindy about this, and I talked to my daughter Maddie about it too. Do I go by fiber content? Do I go by yarn weight? Do I go by color? Do I do like a Dewey Decimal System and do like, brackets within segments, like first go by this, then by this, then by this? But which all sounds really good. But on top of that, I'd like it to be aesthetically pleasing for a backdrop for filming as well. So that adds a whole nother layer. If it was completely utilitarian, I know exactly what I would do. But the fact that I want it to look kind of nice for when I'm filming kind of throws a monkey wrench in that. So I don't know. I don't know. Right now, this yarn right here, can you see? Yeah, you can see these two. 1, 2.5. Those 2.5 cubicles are for one project that I'm doing right now. It's a blanket that I'm making for the Lone Star retreat in September. I've made a lot of progress on it so far. I'm not going to show it though because I want it to kind of be a surprise when we get to the retreat in September. But the theme of the retreat this year is Golden Girls. So you'll see that's a lot of like tropical colors. So we're going with like the tropical Miami type theme for the Golden Girls. And then, yeah, so then I thought I'd start up in my top here, like way up at the top where I'm not going to access it a lot. I have all of my like big yarns, like my 5-weight yarns and 6-weight yarns. I don't have very many of those, but I figured I don't use those as frequently, so kind of put those out of the way. And then down there I've got like my mohairs and my specialty yarns and my thread for doilies is down there. And then I'm thinking I want like all cottons together definitely, and then I'll put all like my hand dyeds together, like the random hanks I have of hand dyeds. And then I think on the bottom, because that's like least expensive at least, I'll do all my like value acrylics will be the bottom rows. I don't know. Thanks, Mary Lou. Thanks for telling me it looks nice. It looks like I've frozen on here. Am I frozen to anybody else? Or is it just this stinking iPad that I'm having a hard time with? All right. Well, we're just going to hope that I'm just going to hope that I look good to you and go from there. So that's the yarn wall, and then directly across from from where I'm sitting. See, I used to sit facing the other direction when I used to do my lives in here. Directly across from where I'm sitting, I have one of the bookcases that I used to have my yarn on, and that's going to be where I put all of my kitted up diamond painting drill containers, which you would think you need a whole bookcase for that. Yes, I need a whole bookcase for that, because if you know me, you know that I think at last count, I had 55 whips. And since I don't work out of baggies, they were all kitted up into some sort of drill storage container. So, and most of them take multiple, because I really like to use these guys. And I know that everybody hates these drill storage containers, but they're my favorite. So I've got about 11 of these to store in there. And then on this wall over here is my sewing machine, my new sewing machine desk. And then in the closet, I put the other bookcase, and that's where I'm going to put my diamond painting boxes. All my Diamond Art Club and Dreamer Design boxes are going to go in there. So I did make a video of this whole process I made clips of this whole process of what it looked like before I got started, and kind of as I went along. And this ended, like I think I mentioned, this ended up being a way bigger project than what it was anticipated. We had to rip out the entire floor. Jeff had to replace floor joists and subfloor and everything. So I did get new flooring in here too. I got like a laminate flooring, like the waterproof wood looking laminate flooring. It's like that gray, that grayish brown color, grayish wood color. It's really pretty. Question: did you and Mindy ever finish that Dreamers Design large painting? Not yet, Nancy. We should pull that back out and work on it again. It's been a long time since, I think she has it right now, but it's been a long time since either one of us have worked on it. I'll talk to her about that next time I talk to her, and yeah, we should break that out. I was talking to her. I'm going to get diamond painting. I was talking to her. I forwarded her a link to bag pattern, crochet pattern that I liked. And so we are going to do that together as a crochet along again. So I don't know that I'm going to commit myself to doing it every week again. I just, with my health being the way it is, kind of, up in the air. I don't know if I could, I don't want to let her down again. So, but I am going to do the bag with her. So that's exciting. And it's a free pattern from Hobby. It's on the Hobby website. So I think I've already picked out my yarn for it too. But yeah, we need to get working on that. But I've been carving out even though I have been, I always crochet a lot, and I've got blankets that I'm making for 2 retreats. So I'm making that blanket for the Lone Star retreat, and I'm also making a blanket for the Mingle in the Mitten retreat that's coming up on May 1st to get for a giveaway, prize giveaway. And so I'm going to show you. You guys want to see what that looks like? I'll show you what that looks like. So it's going to be, I don't know if you guys are familiar, those that crochet, the Bavarian stitch. So it's going to be a kind of a granny square blanket, but made with the Bavarian stitch squares. So this is one color, and it's with several color combinations. So this is one of the color combinations, and this is another. Jeff hasn't woven in my ends yet. He'll do that all at the same time after I block it and stuff. And that's another. So that's just 3. I think there's a total of 6 different color combinations that I'm using. And they'll go kind of like, the colors will go like in a diagonal line. It'll be really pretty when it's done. But yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm working on for that blanket for the giveaway. I hope everybody likes it. It's a little bit different than what I did last year. I did a Hooked on Sunshine, one of those really intricate ones last year, but I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. And then I'm also working on something for myself. I saw it on, I don't know if you guys that crochet, if you follow, who was it? Was it MJ? Was it MJ off the hook, or was it Hanjan? I get those two confused because they work together a lot and they're similar. Their styles and stuff are similar. But one of them recently did a sweater made with one granny square panel on the front, one granny square panel on the back, and one granny square panel for each sleeve. And it was cute, but I'm doing something like that, but I'm making some modifications. So I've got my, let's see, what's that? Oh yeah, this is my front panel. So I've got my front panel done, and I've got my 2 arm panels done, and I've got my back panel about halfway done. And I'm really having fun working on this just because it's so easy. Like, I can work on this and not even look down at my work, and just keep sticking in those double crochets. But the way I'm not making a little bit of a modification is she did kind of like a boat neck, just kind of sewed them together and had a boat neck. And I kind of like more of a crew neck to my sweaters. So on the front panel, I did some extra rows and reduced them so that they're at an angle for my neckline, so that I can make it, and I'm going to do the same on the back so that I can put like a crew neck collar on there. So I did that, and then I also, rather than make a long cuff for the sleeve, I am going to wait until I get these on the sweater so I can see where the shoulder, because you know, a shoulder on the sweater the seam isn't gonna end up right at my shoulder. It's gonna end up down here somewhere. So depending on where the sleeve length ends up, I'm just gonna do some more rounds of granny, reducing it as I go so that it doesn't end up as a balloon sleeve, because that just doesn't look good on me. So I know that the sleeves, I made these squares so that the sleeves were wide enough at my widest part of my arm, but I'm going to reduce and add length to it to get to my wrist. So it's basically the same sweater, but just with a few personal modifications. Oh, and for that, and I'm loving this yarn. I brought it in here so I could show you. This is all about, it's supposed to be about diamond painting, not crochet, Angie. Jeez, gosh, so annoying. I'm using in the Red Heart Roll With It Melange in the color Theater, which is such my colors. It's just, I love it. I'm just loving these colors. And I have a feeling this is going to be my favorite sweater. I have a feeling. When did I start the painting I'm working on? Oh my gosh, I started it so long ago. I want to say I started it probably 2 years ago, but I didn't work on it for a really long time. And then about a year ago, I'd say I was maybe about a quarter of the way done with it when I started it 2 years ago. I put it away. Then about a year ago, I got it out again and worked on it hot and heavy and got to the point that I am now until I put it away about 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months ago. And then I just got it out today. So, yeah, but I never work on anything like monogamously. I'm always working on things um, along with other things. And I don't ever like spend my day just diamond painting. I mean, I am finding time to diamond paint every day, which is good, but I'm also crocheting and cross stitching a lot. Cross stitch is actually taking up a lot of my time lately. I'm really enjoying it, but it is definitely cutting into my productivity of getting other things done. I'm working on also another diamond painting that I'm doing right now. It's a crystal canvas. I don't know what it's called. I don't think it has a name. I think it just has a number, but it's square crystals and it's like a colorful spiral. Um, it's like almost if you were looking through one of those. Do you remember those things that you held up to your eye and you spun them and they had all the fractal colors? What were those things called? Okay, you're going to have to forgive me if my brain's not a little bit frazzled today because I did have my surgery yesterday. So I had my surgery to remove my colon cancer spot yesterday. And so I think I'm still a little bit feeling the effects of the anesthesia because I was having a really hard time coming up with words earlier. I couldn't remember like the most basic words for what I was trying to say. In fact, I felt great right after I woke up from anesthesia. Got in the car, got home, I even sat there and attempted to cross stitch for a while. And then I didn't even eat dinner, which surprises me because I hadn't eaten since Wednesday night. Wednesday night I had to start fasting. So, and then I had to do that bowel prep on Thursday. So I was empty. I mean, I was really hungry, but I was also apparently really tired because I fell asleep for what I thought was going to be a nap yesterday about 6 p.m. and I didn't wake up until 8 o'clock this morning. And when I woke up this morning, Jeff was telling me all this stuff that I said and did yesterday during the day. I have no memory. I have no memory whatsoever of the whole day. I don't remember anything. He's like, yeah, you were trying to talk me into stopping to go out to eat on the way home from the hospital. I'm like, what? He's like, don't worry, I didn't do it. So, but we did stop and get some takeout. I did talk him into, there's a really good deli down by Henry Ford that has like the best corned beef. And so I did talk him into stopping to get a corned beef sandwich. Now I didn't eat it though because I obviously had to keep it light with what I was putting in my guts after that surgery. So I did eat half of it today, and I am paying for it because I was supposed to keep my eating light, and I, you know, haven't done that. And so now my stomach is kind of not liking me so much. But you only live once, right? I had to YOLO it. I was so hungry, I had to eat. Um, yes, Jody, this is the Diamond Painting Deutschland one. This is the landscape. Yep, yep, yep. The knitting, Jody, is not going. The knitting is not going. I told Jeff after my last class, I don't know if knitting is for me. I mean, I can functionally do it. I don't really enjoy it. I don't know why, but it's not enjoyable to me. It's so slow. It takes so long to make any progress. And I think that I'm like an instant gratification kind of person. Like, not instant gratification, but not such slow gratification, put it that way. I need to see quicker progress in my projects, and knitting is definitely a game of patience. It definitely takes a really long time. And I think the hard thing for me with the knitting, with crochet, it's easy if you make a mistake. It's easy to pull it out and redo wherever you made your mistake. With knitting, I don't understand how to correct my mistakes. And I think that that's what is I'm having a problem with is I don't understand. If I make a mistake, I don't understand how to correct it. So like if I drop a stitch or if I add a stitch, I don't know how to even begin to make that better. And the lady that was teaching us in that class, put it this way, I probably wouldn't take another class from her. She left a lot to be desired. Every time I asked a question like that, she was like, "Well, that isn't what we cover in this class. That we're just covering the basics." I'm like, well, I would think knowing how to fix your mistakes would be pretty freaking basic, but whatever. Kaleidoscope, yes, Deborah, thank you. Nancy, you gave up cross stitching for diamond painting. You know what's funny is I did just the opposite. I gave up. No, that's not true. Well, okay. I took a temporary hiatus from cross stitching for diamond painting, and then I didn't cross stitch for maybe 3 years, maybe less, or at least I cross stitched a heck of a lot less. But I've recently gotten back into it. I've gotten back into it probably more heavily than I ever have been. I mean, I used to cross stitch just a little bit, but now I'm really, really into it. Oh, I want to show you what I've done in the last couple days in cross stitch. I brought them in here. So just in 2 days, let me show you what they're supposed to look like before I show you what I've done. There's that one. Where's my other pattern? Uh-oh, that one. Well, if I don't have the pattern to show you what it's supposed to look like, how are you going to know? I thought I had. Oh, well. Okay, so this one is, I can't say it. I don't speak Italian. But I think this Natali in Città or whatever it says means Christmas in the city in Italian. I believe. I think. I'm not sure. But that's what it's going to look like. And it's just super cute. And so since yesterday, so just yesterday and today, I've done all of that. That's pretty good progress, I think. Not bad at all. I think I did I think I did a lot just in that short amount of time. Now this one, here it is. So this is called From Velvet to Linen, and this is just a floral piece, but it's very, very pretty and I really like it. And this is what I've got done since Thursday. So I did a butterfly and, well, whoops, my stitch things there. Butterfly in the top leaves of the, so that's not bad progress on that since Thursday. And this is all of the glorious colors that I love these colors. Aren't those just gorgeous? Just such pretty colors that it's going to be. And then the other one I didn't do as much. But the other one is called, maybe I don't, that's the one I don't have the pattern for. I'm not going to even show it. Well, I guess I can show it to you, but you're not going to, I've just done a little bit of stitching on that one. But, yeah, I've been busy, a busy, busy bee. And I also diamond painted, and I also crocheted, so the life of a full-time crafter, I tell you. Now, I don't want to get in the habit of setting things on those shelves before I get them filled with yarn. Ugh, Angie, I'm always shooting myself in the foot, aren't I? I'm going to get organized one of these days. I bought 2 crochet logbooks and 2 cross stitch logbooks, so I can kind of keep track of my projects. And I would like to do the same with diamond painting, so I can look at a book and see in one place all of my whips, everything that I have going, because there's so many of them that I can't just like glance at them and see. There's just no way. So if I had them written down in a logbook, even just a list, even if I just made a list, it would be nice. And I've got kind of an idea that I'm going to do for each of my, for my crafts or for my diamond paintings. I'm going to do a thing because I get bored really easily. I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to do like Landscape Saturday, Mandala Monday, Weird Wednesday, Freaky Friday, where I'll do like all my Ennis Guerreros and stuff like that. Like I'm going to choose a day, one day of the week to be a theme, and I'm going to work on a diamond painting that I have in my whip pile that's from that theme. And so I think that will, if my drills and everything are over there on the shelf and easy to locate and just grab, it'll be no big deal to switch from one whip to another. So I'm thinking that that's going to help me clear out my big backlog of things that I have started. I don't know, where do you guys keep yours? Where do you keep your works in progress? Or how many? Okay, that's a good question. I want to know from everybody that's here, how many diamond painting whips do you have going right now? And be honest. Hi, Gail. Okay, Catherine says to correct the knitting mistakes aren't too bad. You'd knit backwards sometimes. If you drop a stitch, you can use a crochet hook to fix it, etc. See, Catherine, yeah, and here's the thing is I think my problem, and I was getting a little bit better towards the end of the class, was stitch identification. Identifying like the anatomy of my stitches to know where exactly to put that hook and how to maneuver it to fix the mistake. Like to understand where the yarn goes around the other yarn, if that makes any sense. Okay. Yes, Jody, I did get new glasses. So that's another question for everybody. Do you like my new glasses or my old glasses? Jeff likes my old glasses better. I like my new glasses better. And I also dyed my hair. Not to get rid of grays. I did not dye it to get rid of grays. I liked my grays. What I didn't like was I had brassy ends. All my ends were all brassy, and I didn't like that look. So I thought, well, I'll just dye it, and that'll be the end of it. So, but this color kind of came about by accident. I had to go this dark because I did kind of a silly thing. Because when don't I do silly things? So I decided that I needed to get rid of my brassy ends, and I had a wedding coming up that I wanted to look nice for. It is my very good friend Sarah. We're like family. We spend, holiday, Thanksgiving and Christmas together with her mom. She's my friend Jennifer's mom or daughter. It was her daughter's wedding. And so it's basically like a family wedding. It was basically like a niece getting married. So I wanted to look nice for this wedding. I bought a new dress. I had new heels. I haven't worn heels in years. Everybody was going to look the boys were going to look handsome in their suits. And I just wanted to look nice. And I knew my hair didn't look nice. So I decided I was going to dye my hair. So I went to Meijer, went to the hair dye aisle, and I'm looking, and I couldn't make a decision for the life of me. Because just like with yarn and stuff, being bad at choosing color combinations, I'm really bad at choosing hair colors, really bad. So I'm standing there, and this guy comes down the aisle, and he's looking at the stuff the opposite. He wasn't looking at hair dye. He was looking at stuff the opposite side of the aisle. And I said to him, I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me what color should I get?" So he looks and he goes, "That one." And he points at. I said, "I'm going to ask you a question, and no matter what your answer is, that's what I'm going to do. So think carefully. What color should I dye my hair?" So he looked and he picked that color, and I said, "Okay, that's what it's going to be." So I grabbed that box and I went home and did my hair. It was hideous. It was so bad. It was like purple, but not purple. It was like reddish purple. If you can imagine a reddish purple, it was that. I kind of looked a little bit like Ronald McDonald, I'm not going to lie. Ronald McDonald with a purple tint. It was bad. It was all kinds of bad. So I rolled with that for a few days because, you shouldn't do anything about it right away. You don't want to fry your hair. And my hair is so darn thin and fine that I didn't want to really, really screw it up. So I waited a few days, and then I was with my daughter Emily. Her girls were on spring break, so we were going to the movies. We went to see the Minecraft movie, which, by the way, if any of you got young ones and you guys haven't seen the Minecraft movie yet, I highly recommend it. Jack Black and Jason Momoa are hilarious in it. And so we took the girls to see the Minecraft movie, and Emily said, "Mom, do you mind if we stop at Target so I can get some hair color? I want to dye my hair before the wedding." And I said, "Sure, no problem." So while we were there, I was like, I need to recolor my hair too. I like your hair color. I think I'll just do the same color as you. And so that's how I ended up with this. Plus, I had to get something dark enough to cover that, the purple, the reddish purple. So, oh, Michelle's leaving. Oh, bye, Michelle. I'm probably too late. Okay, so Jody only has 3 whips. Okay, we're going to go back to this. Jody only has 3 whips. I do believe that from Jody. I believe that. Sherry's one of those monogamous diamond painters. She only has 1. Deborah has 3. Marion has 5. Marion, I thought you would have had more than that. Catherine has 7. Cat's Gallery has at least 6. And Gail Pierce has 26. Gail, I'm right along. There's no shame. No shame. I don't like those shamey faces. There will be no shame. Nancy has 5, and Jody has 3 diamond painting, but lots of knitting and crochet. So yeah, last count I had like 55 diamond painting whips, and it wasn't me who even counted them. It was Mindy counted them when she was here one day, and that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. I'm sure I've started and finished some since then, but let's just say that I've finished as many as I've started since then, and we'll just keep with that number. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll just keep with that number. But like I said, I was surprised, and I think I will continue to be surprised because I have a bad habit of getting close to being finished with something and then abandoning it for something else. I do it with diamond paintings, I do it with crochet projects, I do it with a lot of things. Like I'll get so close to the finish line and then just say, oh, okay, let's move on to something else. I don't know. I think it's like I should talk to someone about that. Like it might be a major problem. Oh, it might be a problem. So Gail, since you're the only one who has a lot, um, how do you keep them organized? How are they arranged in your house? Like, do you keep them laid out flat? Do you kit up in storage containers or do you use baggies? Um, do you roll them up when you're not working on them and put them back in the box? How do you manage that? Just out of curiosity, because I'm trying to come up with a game plan to keep myself organized because I'm very unorganized. I'm highly unorganized, and I'm trying to get better. Do you think, okay, and there's another question. Do you think that an innately unorganized person like myself, someone who is admittedly been a lifelong unorganized person, do you think that I can become organized? Or do you think I'm destined to always stay unorganized? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know basically I'm asking, can a leopard change its spots? And I know the answer to that question because my mom always told me a leopard never changes its spots. Of course, she was referring to boys at the time when she was giving me that advice. But I think that it applies to all manner of nature of beings. Probably. Maybe not. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can change my ways. Let's not say change my ways. Let's say improve my ways. Because I don't want to change. I am who I am. And I don't hate who I am. I sometimes am aggravated with the way I handle certain things. But on the whole, I like who I am. All right, let's see what Gail says. Some plastic containers, some baggies. I have them laid out flat, but in the middle of trying to roll them up and organized. Okay. So I've got mine right now. And I'm kind of in the same, I'm kind of in the same boat. So right now I have a big hamper, like a tall cylindrical laundry hamper. Many of them are rolled up and in that hamper. Um, But somewhere along the line, I decided to start keeping boxes until I was finished with paintings. And so when I started doing that, now those paintings are rolled up and back in their boxes, which will be way easier for storing them, obviously, and for locating them once they're stored. I used to keep them laying flat under the mattress of the guest bed. But then there just got to be so many of them. It would have been like the Princess and the Pea if anyone ever tried to sleep on that bed. It would be like a mound like this. They wouldn't be able to sleep on the bed. So I had to do something different. So I'm not sure at this point. I think the hamper might be the way to go. We'll just keep them in the hamper. Rolled up, and then keep the ones that are in their boxes and keep those in a nearby place. So I did when I cleared out my closet, because that's where my diamond paintings always were, and that's where they're going to go back into is my closet that's in the craft room. Except now I have a big shelf bookcase that I can put the boxes on. I always when I took everything out of here and it's in my temporary storage location in the living room, I did keep them separate. Brand new is separate from ones that are works in progress. So that'll be easy when I bring the boxes back in here to know which box goes where. So that's a good thing at least. I need somebody to help me though. I need, and you know, not so much, I don't need physical labor help. I need ideas and I need moral support. I need somebody to say, Angie, keep moving. It's not time to quit yet. It's not break time yet. Because I have a habit of doing something for 45 minutes and then saying, all right, I'm going to treat myself now by watching a show. I'm going to treat myself for sitting down for an hour and a half. And shit doesn't get done that way. It just doesn't. This color is so weird. I don't know what it is. None of these drills are like this, but this color, all of these drills are all stuck together. And of course I have a little grinder thing, but I don't know where it is. It's probably somewhere with my glue dots, right? Ugh. So yeah, so anyway, so I've had several, so I couldn't do my lives because of the room being in a state of upheaval and not having a floor and whatnot. And then by the time I could, last Saturday we had that wedding, so I wasn't able to do it last Saturday. And I feel so bad because I've been looking forward to this wedding for like a year, okay? So we got all dressed up. My whole family was there, all three of my kids and my sisters and their husbands. Everybody was there. And and my nieces, both my nieces were there. So I was really looking forward to dancing and partying and having a good time. I was all geeked up for it. And the time came, and I mean, I felt fine, you know, on my way to the wedding. I was having a good day or whatever. But then it was a buffet style meal. Now, I should have known better than to eat buffet style food because I've been burned by that in the past, if you know what I mean. But I was very hungry and I was about 2.5 vodka squirts in. So I wasn't making the best judgment decisions, was having good judgment. And I went ahead and scarfed on all the delicious food from the buffet. So about an hour and a half after dinner, I was not a happy girl. I was just not feeling good. And of course, that's when dancing was starting and everybody was starting to have fun and kick their shoes off and all of that. So I did get to dance a little bit. Of course, I paid for it the next day. I was so sore I could barely move. But I did get to dance a little. It was fun. I got to slow dance with Jeff at least once. My son actually slow danced with me. I was so super surprised and proud of him that he danced with his mother. It was really nice. I got to see some family friends from up north that I haven't seen in a few years. Uncle Jim and Aunt Donna. That's Jennifer's brother and sister-in-law that live up by the farmhouse where I go when I go up north. Um, so that was nice, and their son Chuck, I got to see him too. It was just, yeah, it was really, she looked beautiful. Alex looked absolutely gorgeous, like so pretty, so pretty. And I cried because, I mean, I remember her when she was born, and now here she is getting married. It's just, life goes by way too fast. All right, let's see. Catherine, you think I can change? I'm so glad. Exactly, Nancy, one step at a time. And that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying not to, I mean, I've got to keep some momentum going so I don't just slack off and fall off the map. But I'm trying to just kind of go at my own pace, not put too much pressure on myself. And I think a good first step was getting those log books. I just have to take the time to um, I have to take the time to sit down and write everything out, you know, look at everything and write everything down. And a perfect time to do that would be as I am bringing everything back into the room. that being said, like me saying that I needed help, a helper, somebody to keep me encouraged and keep me going, that's a double-edged sword though, because Sarah and Jennifer both came over and spent a whole week with me working on getting this craft room cleared out. And the plan was to get it to take it out, but to organize it as we were taking it out, so that when it got brought back in, like I wanted all diamond paintings to be in a certain area, all yarn to be in a certain area, all my whips to be in a certain area, all, you know, my cross stitch stuff to be in a certain area, all my sewing stuff to be in a certain area. The problem was when not everybody thinks the same, and so a lot of stuff ended up going places that I wouldn't have necessarily, like, I don't know. Bringing it back in, I think, is a personal. I mean, it's no big deal. Taking it out was no big deal, but putting it back in, I think I have to do it. I mean, you know, I think I have to be the one to decide what's going to go where, and I think that's just going to take a long time. It's just going to take some time. It's not going to be done in a day, that's for sure. And I really wanted, it wasn't ready to have stuff brought back into it. Jeff didn't totally finish up the molding and stuff on the floors until Wednesday night. So Wednesday night we brought the furniture back in here. And I really wish that I could have done like a whole fancy overhaul and gotten all new matching furniture and everything, but I couldn't afford that kind of a remodel. So all of my mismatched furniture came back in, which is fine. I mean, I'm not a fancy person, so I don't, you know, I'm okay with that. But yeah, we brought the furniture back in on Wednesday. And then Thursday I was fasting and doing the cleanse for my surgery. And then yesterday, of course, I didn't get anything done. So today I did do a little bit, but not much. Not much. Nancy, you're hyper organized. Sometimes that's not great. You know what? That's true. That's true. Sometimes you probably wish that you could just let go and just go with the flow. I think the grass is always greener no matter what. I think that we all have, you know, tendencies that we wish were different, and, you know, on both ends of the scale, for a lot of things, you know. We always wish we were better in some way or another. Classic human struggle. But we are who we are, and we should be happy with that. I mean, not to say that you can't strive for improvement, but don't be super hard on yourself. And I try not to be, but sometimes, sometimes I think I need to be a little harder on myself. Sometimes I think I'm a little too lackadaisical. Lackadaisical. How do you say that? Laxity? Yeah, lackadaisical. I know what the word means, but I can't say it. uh, yeah, you know what? That's what I should do. I should set a timer. That's a great idea, Jody, because that'll give me incentive to keep going. I'll be like, nope, got to keep going until the timer goes off. That's a very good idea. Very good idea. Maybe I should take a Dale Carnegie course. I'm kidding. Oh, so I've got some fun news to share. Nate started his first job last night. So Nate finally, well, not finally, he just turned 16 in October, but Nate got a job. So he is working at a banquet facility, doing like filling waters and clearing plates and stuff like that for events. So that's fun. He had his first night last night, and wouldn't you know, his first night was a sorority dinner. So here's poor little Nate with all of these hot, hot little college sorority girls. I'm sure he was a little bit intimidated, but he didn't act like he was. He acted like it was fine. he acts like a pretty cool cucumber to us, but I think, you know, in reality he was probably a little bit nervous. But I'm super proud of him. Glad that he's doing that. He went today with his dad. They went to Huntington, which is our I don't know. I don't think Huntingtons are nationwide. I found that out the hard way when I was traveling. He went to the bank, which is Huntington, and set up his checking account with the debit card so he can get direct deposit of his paycheck. So they got that all lined up. So he's turning into a man. He's turning into a big boy. Big boy stuff is coming. And tonight he's got a friend who lives out of town, and her family has family here in Saginaw area, and so they're here for the weekend and staying in a hotel. So Nate went over to the hotel to go swimming with this girl. So who knows? Man, speaking of swimming, I did something completely out of character last week. In Frankenmuth, which is like a Bavarian village that's very close to my town, they opened a brand new indoor water park. It's huge. It's absolutely ginormous. It's like, I can't even think of what to compare it to. Like, have you guys ever heard of, what's that one down in Ohio, but they have several. It starts with a K. Starts with a K. What is it called? Kalahari. It's like Kalahari. It's this really, really big water park, indoor water park. So Emily had gotten some gift certificates for Christmas for her and the girls to go, and she invited me and Maddie to go. And so we took the girls just for a day pass. It's at a hotel, but we just got a day pass and took the girls and spent the day at the water park. Now, it has been a month of Sundays since I have gone swimming, let alone gone to a water park. And those girls ran me ragged. I mean, I was exhausted. But we had so much fun. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Fun water slides. They have a wave pool there. That was fun. We got a cabana. That was fancy. So we had our own little cabana, and we got pizza delivered to our cabana. It was I felt like I was living the high life, man. It was a fancy time. Fancy old time, but I felt a little bit like a freeloader because Emily had that gift certificate. Sorry, I was talking so much I had to get a drink. Oh. Nancy, your husband messes it up so you can reorganize. Well, I need you to come here and help me. Hey, Joe, what do you know? Joe's here. Haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see ya. What else is going on? We had my mom's birthday. I took her to lunch for her birthday last week as well. I had a busy week last week. I was out of the house more than I was in it. I think I left the house every day last week because I picked up my new glasses. I went and took my mom to lunch for her birthday. I went to the water park. Excuse me, now I burped because I took a drink of soda. Went to the water park with Emily and the girls, and then 2 days after that, we went to the movie and saw the Minecraft movie. So I was really a woman about town. And then we had the wedding on Saturday. So, whew, I got more socializing done last week than I probably have in the last year put together. Now I need to hibernate and rest. I'll be going into my what does everybody call me? Sasquatch. I'll be going into Sasquatch mode here pretty soon, and nobody will hear from me for a while. And I also then this week I made two cross stitch videos. I need to do a yarn video because I've got some cool new yarn to show everybody. So I got to do a yarny video. And then, I was thinking about, I haven't done this in about two and a half years. But as long as I've got all of my stuff out as I'm bringing it back in here to put away, I was thinking about doing a diamond painting whip video because I've got a lot of really cool old stuff that I haven't seen in a while and that maybe people would like to see my progress on. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Why not, right? Maybe that would give me a little bit of inspiration to get moving too. So I'll think about it. I will think about it. So did anybody buy anything new today? I didn't even look at the releases, so I have no idea even what came out. But let me know. Hi, Diamond Heart. How are you? Anybody get anything new from any of the releases? If so, what? And why? And where? No, I'm kidding. Explain yourself. Oh, goodness. Did you guys see, I was on a Facebook group, and I actually talked to Kara about it at the No Frills retreat in February. The diamond painting cruise that's coming up I think in 2026, is in 2026 or 2025? I don't remember. But how fun would that be? Okay, let me ask you this question. If money and time were no object, like if it was free and you didn't have to worry about taking the time away from work and family and obligations, would you want to go on a diamond painting cruise? I want to know. I'm curious to know the answer. And then I'll tell you my answer. Oh, thanks, Catherine. Okay, I'll do that. You didn't get anything to get today. Gail didn't. Deborah's on a no buy. Diamond Heart doesn't want to wait for shipping. Is it in 2026? Okay. Mary Lou says no. Deborah gets motion sickness, so no. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. I used to have a very, I don't know if I'd call it a phobia, but a very uneasy feeling about a cruise. I've never been on a cruise, but I used to have a very uneasy feeling about going on a cruise because I've always been the kind of person where if we are going somewhere, I want to drive because I don't want to get stuck in somebody else's vehicle without a way to get out if I want to. So my problem with a cruise was always once I get on that ship, I'm stuck there. Like I can't leave if I want to. If I'm not having a good time, oh well, too bad. You're stuck. You're there. So that's why I never, a cruise didn't ever appeal to me. So as I've gotten older, I've kind of abandoned that feeling a little bit. I'm okay riding with people sometimes. I'd still prefer to drive, but I'm not vehemently against it like I used to be. But here's my thing. So I wouldn't mind going on a cruise. I wouldn't mind a cruise. Would I want to go on a diamond painting cruise or a quilting cruise or a scrapbooking cruise or whatever craft I was into? I think probably not. And here's the reason. When I go to retreats, even though a good percentage of my time is spent jibber jabbing and visiting and having fun with my friends and making new friends, even though a good deal of my time is spent doing that, I also do spend a good deal of time actually crafting. So I would feel like if I were on a cruise, though, because I've never been on a cruise and because I've never traveled internationally, like I've never traveled to any of those tropical places where a cruise would go, I would feel like I was wasting valuable sightseeing time by sitting inside a room and working on craft projects. I wouldn't want to sit inside a room and diamond paint if, we're on the ocean. I'd want to be sitting on the deck getting a suntan enjoying a cool drink and soaking up the sun. So while I think the idea of it sounds super fun, I think in practicality, I don't know that I just don't know if it would be for me. I don't know. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I'd love it. Because I do love retreats, but I don't know about a cruise. I feel like I'd be wasting a cruise. Too many people, Diamond Heart? Yeah. Marion says you'd go if it was on somebody else's dime. And Gail says too, if money was no object. Yep. Um, yeah. I mean, right. I'd love to go on a cruise, but I think I'd want to enjoy the cruise. I don't know if I'd want to take time out to diamond paint. Or just to do organized diamond painting, I guess you could say, you know. Because I know plenty of people who go on vacations. I mean, and I'm one of them. Every vacation I go on, I take some craft of some sort to work on, whether it be diamond painting or cross stitching or crochet. I always have a project with me no matter what vacation I'm on. So I'm not saying that if I were on a cruise, I wouldn't craft, but I don't think I would want it to be an organized event where, like, you know, I was obligated to do it in a certain place with certain, you know, with people or whatever. I'd want my time to be my own on a cruise. Also, you know, one thing I am very interested in though, and I hope to be able to, and I don't know if registration opened up for it yet or not, but the Oregon, is it Oregon retreat that is coming up? Not coming up soon, but it was announced recently. I'm really interested in that. I would love to go to that. I've never been to that part of the country, and I would really enjoy going to that part of the country. And I think, I mean, now that, I don't know, maybe I'll be feeling a little bit better, I would even love to do a road trip to that part of the country. I think it was Oregon. Wasn't it Oregon? I'm sure Marion knows. Marion's the world traveler and she's in the know about these things. It's Oregon, isn't it? Somebody knows in here. Nancy, you bought 3 DACs? Oh, Mindy's here. Hi, Mindy. Oh, you still haven't gotten a new RV, Marion. Oh, man. Mindy, what'd you have for dinner? How was dinner? And then I'll tell you what I had for dinner. My son is gone, so Jeff treated us, and he made me. I'm gonna sound like such a freaking spoiled brat when I say this. He we had a dinner fit for a king tonight. He made me a filet mignon and grilled shrimp and asparagus and fried potatoes. Yeah, and mushrooms and onions for on our steaks. So it was delicious. It was very, very good. I think that it was in celebration that my surgery is over and everything is looking good. And, you know, it's just, I think we were all a little bit worried. And so now that, you know, everything's done and the prognosis is good, of course, I have to wait for the biopsy results. But and I have to, you know, follow up with another colonoscopy in 3 months, but you know, still, it's over with. I think we were all kind of a little bit nervous about it, so it's good to have it over with, and I think it was kind of a congratulatory dinner for me for getting through it. And because I hadn't eaten really anything in days. Nancy, you would go on a cruise even if you did have it. Yes, it is Oregon. Okay. Mindy, you want a road trip to Oregon? You can drive this time. We were just talking about my driving thing, how I love to drive, how I prefer to drive. Marion, you haven't been to Oregon yet. Well, you need to get that RV. You need to get that RV so you can make that, so you can cross that one off your list. Marianne, if anybody doesn't know, her and her husband RV all over the country. She's been to many retreats that she drives to. They lived in their RV for quite a while, right, Marianne? Um, and so yeah, but they had to get a new one, and apparently haven't found the perfect replacement yet, which that's a very hard thing to do. I know that from experience, and we're not even full-time, obviously we're not full-time RVers or campers, but when we were shopping for a new travel trailer travel trailer camper, we spent a very long time looking for something that met all of our needs. At the time, we had 3 kids. They were of varying ages, so we were really looking for we really had some specific requirements. Plus, we had some size concerns because some of the sites that we liked to get into were very rustic sites. And so you can't be beyond a certain length to get into them. And we wanted to make sure, because they were lakefront sites that we liked. Our favorite place up at Lake Michigan is Wilderness State Park. It's at, all right, I'm gonna be a Michigander and show you my map. Okay, so if this is Michigan, Wilderness State Park is right up here at the tip of the Lower Peninsula, and it's right near the Straits of Mackinac, where Lake Michigan and Lake Huron come together. It's on the Lake Michigan side, and it's in a little bay, and it is an absolutely gorgeous campground. It's really cool because you can have sites right on the beach of Lake Michigan, which is, I mean, where can you do that? It's absolutely gorgeous. And in the summer, it's like being on the ocean. It's so pretty. And what's neat about it is it faces north, and you've got Lake Michigan in front of you and to your left, and Lake Huron to your right. So you can watch the sun rise and the sun set over the water. How many places in the world can you go and camp and do that? It's just so absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. But that specific site or campsite had a length requirement or length limit of your RV. So when we were looking for a new one, we wanted to make sure that we got one that we could still get in our favorite site. I don't know. It's been several years though since we've camped there. I don't know if they've changed that, because they were talking about it at one point, because of erosion and stuff, because you're basically camping on the sand, about doing away with or moving those sites back off the beach so that there was more beach access for the rest of the park, which kind of makes sense. It's kind of crappy for only there were like 5 sites that were right up on the beach. Kind of crappy for those people to have their own private, view of Lake Michigan. But man, if you were one of those people, it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, something to behold. Okay, I need to find the laundry basket. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about, but these Diamond Painting Deutschland paintings, because there are so many colors, this one has 180 colors, their symbols are very, there's a lot of crazy symbols. So this particular, there's the laundry basket. So here's what I'm talking about. See the laundry basket? It's right next to the megaphone and the trophy and the chalice. So that's just an example of some of the symbols I'm working with. We've got flowers, basketballs, diamonds, clouds, envelopes, all kinds of stuff. Yes, Mindy, things went very well. Waiting for the pre-inspection report. Yeah, to make sure you get those when you're looking at something, making that big of an investment. That's one thing that Jeff and I are definitely not so good at, is being patient with things. we're kind of those people that when we find something we like, we jump into it without putting enough thought into it. Like this house, for example. When we found it, we were super excited, and Jeff was young. I mean, we were both young, and he thought, well, I can fix anything that's wrong with it. Well, yeah, but you know, we're going to be older and in the blink of an eye, and we still got stuff to fix that's still wrong with it. So, but he fell in love, we both did, fell in love with the property here because we were both raised in the city. So when we found this place with the pond and the acreage, we were both like, yes, you know, we want out of the city. And we spent some time out here in the summer, and it was just like heaven. And that was it. That sealed the deal, regardless of what crappy condition the house was in. And I think that both of us have regretted it ever since. But I have finally convinced him that once he retires, we can move somewhere warmer. We're both sick of Michigan winters, and like it's mid-April now, and I was sitting in my chair the other day. It was Wednesday, maybe Thursday, and it was raining. And for a few minutes, that rain turned into snow flurries, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" It's freaking mid-April, and I'm seeing snow out my window. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. I won't stand for it. And I'm not going to stand for it any longer. Jeff told me, I think yesterday, he said that we can move when he's 60. So that means we have 6 years until we can move, which I'm fine with because by then Nate will be off and out on his own. Hopefully. Hopefully, right? Kids are staying later and later in life these days. But hopefully Nate will be out and on his own, and yeah, we'll be able to take off. My goal, I think where I want to go and where I've been looking is North Carolina. I think I'd like to be in North Carolina in like the foothill areas or the Smoky Mountain areas is where I love the most. Nancy only glamps now. You're a glamper. Yeah, compared to what we used to do, we glamp too. We used to, I mean, and we did for years. We tent camped, and then one day I came home from work, and Jeff was standing in the driveway with a shit-eating grin on his face, and he's like, "Don't get mad at me." I'm like, "What did you do?" He's like, "I bought a camper." And I was so excited. I was like, "Really? Oh my God." He's like, No. Don't get too excited. Wait till you see it. He had bought this. I mean, it wasn't much of a step up from tent camping. It was a 1977 17-foot travel trailer. They had ripped the bathroom out, so there was no bathroom in it. Yeah, it was, but you know what? We had more fun in that thing than we ever had in our brand new one that we bought to replace it. We had a blast. We towed that thing all over the place. We towed it up to the UP, to Tequamanon Falls. We towed it everywhere. Ooh, The Librarian. Which one is by Cheryl Baker? I love Cheryl Baker. Which one is The Librarian? I have the one. What is it called? The Gypsy something? I really want to do that one. The Gypsy Cat. It's like a cat that's a gypsy. It's a Craftably. The one I have, the one Cheryl Baker I have, and I absolutely love it. I haven't not started it yet. Now you're making me want to start. I haven't started anything new in a really long time. Joe would be super proud of me. But now that makes me want to start that. Talking about Cheryl Baker. I have that one, and then I also have from Craftably the Druid of Hampshire, I think is what he's called. He's like a hamster or something. Hamster or guinea pig or something. I don't know what he is. But yeah, I haven't started a new diamond painting in a really long time, but I think I've got a good plan going forward to kind of get these whips out of the way. And like this, if I just worked on this steadily, I could get this done in no time. I mean, I've probably got, let me see, eight, six, probably 30 more hours to put into it, because this size section is about an 8-hour section, which I know seems like a lot, but it's so confetti heavy that it takes about 3 passes for me to catch everything. Like I just did this one symbol, the arrows go in the opposite directions, and now I see that I missed a whole bunch right here. So I'm going to grab that color back out and fill those in. I don't know. Does anybody else do that, or am I the only one? I mean, I know other people do it, but I think I do it more often than most, because I missed a lot of them. I don't know how I did that. But it also doesn't help that I'm talking and I'm looking back and forth on my screen and stuff like that. Which is why I usually don't work on these when I do a live, but I saw it and I was surprised how much I had done. And I really wanted to get some more work done on it. And now I'll probably keep it out until I finish this section, and then I'll maybe put it back away and work on something else. But I think my idea is good, to have one day every week that's a themed day. Oh, Mindy, are you still here? If Mindy's still here, I have a question. Someone asked me the question, Nancy asked if we ever finished the one that we were working on together. And that answer is no. And I don't think that you have it right now. And I don't think that you've worked on it in a while. And I know, I mean, I haven't worked on it in a while. But we should make a plan to make some progress on that. It would be nice, because we're quite far in it. We're at least halfway, aren't we? If I remember correctly, we're at least halfway finished. Yes. Yes, she says. Yeah, we should make a plan of attack. Maybe bring it to the retreat. Not saying we'll work on it, but maybe we could. Maybe we could put it on a table and everybody could work on it. Everybody could throw some drills on. It could be the community diamond painting. That would be fun. We could say it was worked on by 50 people. That would be fun. I'm really looking forward to. I'm so glad that there was a cancellation, and I am able to go to the Mingle in the Mitten retreat. I was a little bit bummed that I wasn't going to be able to go. I didn't want to make a commitment before I knew how I was going to feel, and I feel great and super excited that I get to go. And my friend Sarah, Jennifer's daughter, is actually going to go as well. So that'll be fun. It'll be her first retreat ever, so she doesn't know what to expect, but she's excited about it too. She just got through, her daughter's wedding was last weekend, and she just got through that. So she texted me earlier in the week. She said, "Okay, now that the wedding's over, I can concentrate on getting ready for this retreat. What do we need to do?" So she's gonna bring. She has it's not a name brand diamond painting. It's just a China company, but it was a giant peacock that she had wanted that I got for her for Christmas last year, and she hasn't started that yet, and so she's going to bring that to start and work on. I got her into diamond painting probably about 3 years ago. Oh, and guess what, you guys? When I signed on to YouTube, studio to do my business, to do my uploads for my floss tubes that I did earlier in the or end of this past week. Guess what it told me? It told me happy 4-year anniversary. It has been 4 years since I've had a YouTube channel. Isn't that amazing? I can't believe that I've been here for 4 years already. Craziness. Seems like it was only yesterday. So happy YouTube anniversary to me. I don't know what the exact date was, but it was on my little notices or whatever. Don't you hate it? Okay, tell me if you hate this or love this. I'm doing this color right now, and the colors that are up against it, I can't even tell the difference in color from those drills to these drills. Like the color is so close that they could very well have just made it the same color and gotten away with it. And nobody ever would have noticed. But I think they're kind of claim to fame, or I think that they like Diamond Painting Deutschland. I think they like being able to say, oh, our diamond painting has 250 colors. You know what I mean? So I guess they wouldn't be able to say that if they combined colors. Oops, that didn't go there. Get off of there. Get off of there. That's the other thing that I love about these Diamond Painting Deutschlands that I know people hate, but is that it's double-sided adhesive. I love double-sided adhesive. Love, love, love. I got a bunch from Marion at the No Frills retreat in February, but I was flying and I had to, number one, I had to watch what I got because I was running out of room. Number two, I did run out of room, so I ended up, I have to have Tammy bring it to me when I see her in September. So, yeah, there's that. Either that or she's going to mail it to me. One of the two. So I haven't even been able to start on any of those yet, which I was kind of excited about because I do love a good double-sided. Yes, you're right, Nancy. Details matter. I know. And it does. In the long run, it does add depth and it makes it look that much better, even if it is a very, very slight variation in color. It definitely, it definitely makes it look better. Definitely. And I mean, the proof is in the result, because the ones that I have finished, like I finished 2 from Diamond Painting Deutschland. They were both Josephine Wall. One of them was the Three Graces, and one of them was, what was the other one called? Diana. And I love Diana. Diana is like one of the favorite diamond paintings I've ever done. In fact, it's going to go up on the wall in this room, if there's any wall space open. But you can definitely tell that there were 250 colors. The detail is just magnificent. And I had so much fun doing it. I'm working on actually another Diamond Painting Deutschland, Josephine Wall. It's called Fly Me to the Moon. And that one, I have quite a bit done on that one as well. Maybe I will have Wall Wednesday. Well, no, then I'd be always the same one. Trying to think of rhymes. I don't know. Things sound better when they rhyme. I'll work it out. I will work it out. But there's nothing for landscape, so. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Judy's here. Hi, Judy. Yes, yes, I am, Judy. That's exactly what I'm working on. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that you got this one as well. Yep, and you finished. I remember that you finished it and hung it up. Yes, it's very beautiful. It's very nice. It's going to actually, and I hate to displace my Chuck Pinson, but one of the very first diamond paintings that I finished, one of the very first bigger diamond paintings that I finished was The Sweet Life by Chuck Pinson. And I got it framed and it's hanging in my living room. And it gives me a good memory because it's when I first started really getting serious about, diamond painting and working on it quite a bit, and kind of graduated from the cheapos to Diamond Art Club and stuff. Um, and so it has kind of like a sentimental feeling, and it's hanging on my wall in the living room. But I think when I finish this one, I am going to frame it and replace it with this one, because this one is just so pretty. Or maybe this could go in the back room. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But it's definitely going up on a wall somewhere because I absolutely love it. It's definitely one of the most beautiful landscapes I've ever seen in a diamond painting. Probably, if not the most. Did you get, Judy, did you get round drill or square drill when you did yours? Because mine is round. I just, only because I prefer to work on a round drill, especially back when I bought this. I mean, that was quite a while ago. Judith is here. Hi, Judith. Judith is my friend from Texas. I've met Judith at the retreat in Texas, at the No Frills retreat. Oh, what was it? 4 years ago? 5 years ago? Oh, and she's working on her train. She got a train diamond painting when we were at the retreat this past year, and she's making it for a friend or a relative, right? I don't remember if it was for a friend or a relative. Oh, Marion, that's awesome if you bring that box to the retreat. I will definitely get some more. Like I said, I was on a strict space parameters of what I could fit. And then I still ended up not being able to fit everything. But at Michigan, I will have, I mean, I'm very close to home, so I won't be flying there. Yeah, Judith, this one that I'm working on right now has 180 colors. How would you like that? Judith is a very talented cross stitcher. Oh, I should show I just, earlier before you got here, I was showing the progress that I made on a couple of my Nashville market purchases that I showed on my floss tube. And I've done this just yesterday and today. So I started on this one, the From Velvet to Linen, and I got, whoops, I lost my needle. I got that much done. So I got the butterfly and the start of a leaf done yesterday, or no, today. I did that today. And then on this one, which wasn't, this is that Christmas scene, the Natale in Sita, I think, which is, I don't know, I think it's in Italian. I got that much done between yesterday and today. So I did a lot of stitching in the past day or so. Pretty good work, huh? I usually think I'm a very slow stitcher, but when I looked at what I got done in just a couple of days, I was pretty surprised at myself. Especially, with everything else going on, being half in the bag yesterday. I wasn't drinking. It was, it was drugs. But if they were doctor given drugs. I had my surgery, put it that way. Oh yeah, see, you saw that I was oh yeah, your nephew is a train engineer. That's right. I couldn't remember if it was a friend or a relative that you were doing it for. That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, it's a really cool train. Diamond painting. It's from Diamond Art Club. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really, really nice. It's huge though. It's huge, 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 huge. Yes, Jody, the Treasure Studios are, yeah, I have a few and I enjoy working on those too. Theirs was called mounted adhesive, and technically it was just I'm going to just tell you this. It was a fancy way of saying double sided adhesive. I mean, think about it. Mounted adhesive, all it was double sided adhesive. They just called it something else. But it was very sticky, very sticky. I still have a few, actually, a couple whips I had worked on not too long ago. I mean, when I say not too long ago, like within the last month, I pulled them out and was working on them. Um, I liked it too when they used to have. Do you remember when they used to have their round drills were smaller than everybody else's round drills, so that they could use the same canvas for both round and square paintings? That was kind of cool. I really liked those teeny weeny little round drills they had. They weren't very good quality, but I liked them, especially the black. The black was kind of a nightmare, but I still liked them. I struggled through. I enjoyed every minute of it. I did one from them. It's very pretty. I'll have to show. I am going to do that video that I mentioned. I am going to do um, a whip thing for my diamond paintings, because I did get one from TSA that was a all crystal, and it's like lotus flowers, and it's beautiful in crystals. And I have a good portion of it complete. I don't know. I don't know why I never finished the rest of it. God only knows. Something shiny and new came along, and I squirreled. Oh, Nate, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, 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 no, no, no. It's just Nate. Can you let her out, please? Thank you. I'm live. Yeah, shut the door. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. That was Nate getting home, and Junebug was in here laying down and heard Nate and was unsure it was him, and decided that she needed to assert her dominance and alert me to the possible danger that was present in my house. So she's just being a good dog, but I'm sorry if that was shocking and alarming and made your dogs go crazy. My bad. Yeah, right, Mindy? How long will that video be? Yes. Yes, Judith is the one who gave me the chart for the donkey and snowman with Christmas trees that I'm also working on. Which I could have, if I would have kept working on that, I could have had it done in a in a snap of a fingers. I was going right to town on it, but of course, like always, I get so far into something and then I get sidetracked by the next new thing, and off I go in that direction. Which is why I have so many works in progress, but that's okay. Keeps it fun. It keeps it fun. Life would be boring if we worked on the same thing. Well, maybe not. I mean, you'd probably have a better sense of accomplishment. See, I struggle with that sometimes. I do enjoy the variety of working on different things all the time, but I do struggle with, because I am more of a process crafter rather than a product crafter. Like, I don't really need to see results all the time, but if you're to the point where you never see any results because all you're ever doing is starting new things and doing them halfway, then that does get a little bit disheartening. You do end up feeling a little bit bad about yourself. especially, you know, here's the thing I have a problem with too is I see people, and this is especially true with cross stitch projects, they finish them in such adorably creative ways, you know, with, you know, ribbon, or they take an old clock and use that as the frame, and they just do such cute things. And I would never have the creativity to come up with those things. I mean, I'm lucky if I finish something and it makes it to a frame. So that's like a big feat of genius for me if it makes it into a frame. In fact, I finished a project for my sister a couple weeks ago, and I could not find a frame to fit it. And so I delivered it to her unframed. I'm like, here you go, sis. You're going to have to find something, find a frame to put this in.
Okay, you ready?
No, honey. Oh, I'm live right now. Okay, Nate has to show me some. Oh, that is incredible. Where did you get that? Nice. So Nate just walked in. I was telling you guys about the Minecraft movie with Jack Black and Jason Momoa. Nate just walked in and he has on a brand new set of Minecraft movie pajamas with Jack Black and Jason Momoa on the front of the shirt. And he looks fabulous. Now keep in mind that my son is not 9 or 10 or 11. No, my son is 16 with these Minecraft pajamas. So, yeah. But he looks good. He looks great. He looks great. 40 by 22. That is a pretty big painting. That is a pretty big painting. And are you enjoying yourself, Judith? That's my next question. Are you enjoying working on it? You must be if you're still going strong. So, what time is it even? Holy crap, I've been talking forever. What the heck? Good. I am so glad to hear that. That's awesome. Now, I was just thinking, I was actually responded to a comment that you left on a video. Are you coming in September to Lone Star? Because I couldn't remember if you said you were or if you had something else that was happening. I'm having a hard time remembering anything today. Well, she retracted the message. Retracted the message. So, all right, well, I have been chitter-chatting at you for a really long time, and I didn't mean to keep you guys this long. I was just having a really good time talking. So, oh, you don't think you're coming, Judith? Oh, that's a bummer. I always enjoy hanging out with you. I was lucky enough to get to sit by her at the No Frills retreat, and that was fun. That was fun. I tell you what, Judith, they have a group of friends, and they are the funniest ladies together. The way they talk to one another, you would think they were like sisters or something. They give each other the riot act, and it's hilarious to behold. It's hilarious. They just get each other, and they can say things and not get offended, and yep, they're a good group of friends. And good friends are hard to find, and you need to keep them when you got them. So I'm glad that you guys are all my friends. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me tonight. And I'm sorry I kept you so late, but I appreciate you being here. I'm going to let you guys go and finish this color at least, and we'll see how much further I can get. All right, I will see you soon, and I will be doing that whip video, so keep an eye out for that. And I've got my video I got to put together. As soon as I get everything back into the craft room, I'm going to put my compilation together of all the videos I've taken of the journey from the beginning when it was a huge mountain of madness to the end when it's hopefully going to be organized goodness. So, all right, I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.